Hi there. Welcome to The Preventable, the podcast giving you a seat at the table with conversations about the intersection of alcohol, drugs, and mental health in everyday lives. Take a seat and join us.
Welcome to The Preventable. Before we get started with our guest today, I want to make sure and give some thanks to Hubbard Radio for allowing us to use their space and their recording studio to be able to share these fun conversations with all of our listeners. So today I have a longtime colleague, friend. I think our paths have crossed many times in the years and the work that we do. I have with me today Natalie from Harris House. Hi, Natalie.
Hi, Jenny. It's so good to be with you.
It's so fun to get to talk with you. We have already been cracking up in the studio before you all got to join us, so hopefully we can continue that vibe and have a good conversation as we go here.
We'll keep it going.
Yeah, excellent. So, Natalie, tell our listeners a little bit about who you are, about Harris House, and then we'll go from there.
All right, sounds good. Well, first, thank you. First and foremost, for allowing me to be here. Yes, I think we have known each other, I would say, for like over 10 years.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely more
than
10.
I think we grew up in this.
In this space.
Definitely in this space. So, well, I've been with Harris House, which is a drug and alcohol treatment center, for about 15 years. Full disclosure, I am in recovery. I've been sober for 17 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I think it's, at this point, just a rite of passage, right? I think it's just part of what you got to do. But Harris House is a dual diagnosis treatment facility. I believe it's the absolute best in the United States, in the Midwest. We have a detox, a 28-day intensive inpatient program where we treat not only the addiction, but those underlying issues. And what sets us apart from, I believe, any other treatment center is we have licensed clinical therapists, about 15 on staff, that meet with our clients. And it's about a 1-to-7 ratio. So you get really intimate relationships with these clients, and you get a great treatment with 38 hours of educational classes. You have on-staff psychiatric, 2 NPs and 1 doctor that you see in person, not via the screen. We don't have a call center. You actually get my beautiful, annoying voice.
Annoying.
And I truly, and I think the thing is my goal in life is to really help people. And I believe Harris House's main focus and mission is to serve and to help the underserved, because what we do is we are non-for-profit. So down on South Broadway is we help the underserved and we help people get back on their feet again. And that
was really like your original location.
That was the OG of the OG. I love South Broadway. It is the hope. It is the best place in the world. And right now, we are actually doing construction on it. And hopefully that will be renovated in the next year or two. But we have about 112 beds, I want to say. And we have a women's house and a men's house. And that has been in existence for over 70 years, I want to say, by now. And what we do there is we help individuals get back on their feet again. So people who have completed treatment, they go into a sober living, and we provide everything. We work with Washington University. We provide free psychiatric treatment. They get counseling services. We help them find employment. We provide therapy with a trained licensed clinical professional once a week. They have 24-hour staff there. They get their medications handed out to them so they can be on medication management. We provide 3 meals a day. We'll help them find a job. They can live there for 2 years, and it's only $112 per week. And if they can't pay it, we will help them and provide and figure out a way. And it is amazing. So literally you can walk into Harris House going for 28 days, and then it's all about the longer you stay in treatment, right?
The longer you stay connected. the better the outcomes.
Exactly. So that's why I love Harris House is really we have that continuum of care from 28 days to the PHP, which PHP really is just an intensive day program from 9 to 3, and then your intensive outpatient program, which is your lowest level, which is like 3 times a week. People are always like, what does that even mean? And it's just so natural to say, and it's like probably so a different language for the listeners.
But it's I mean, if we think about it in comparison to really any other life thing, like in the beginning, it's going to be more time, more intensive, more like work. And then as you go, you get to get to do a little less.
Exactly.
It's still important and you still stay connected, but you don't necessarily have to have that intensity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's so great is the counselors are amazing. The staff is amazing. And there's a reason why my longevity has been there. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I would go. No, I know I wouldn't go anywhere else.
Right. And you don't just have the location on South Broadway.
No, the inpatient program is in St. Charles, and then the sober living is on South Broadway.
Yeah. And when it's, I want to say it's like the new place in St. Charles, but it's not so new, is it?
No, it's 6 years old.
6 years? Okay, so still kind of new.
It's 60 beds. It's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. It's right on like the bluff of the river. It looks,
overlooking the Katy Trail. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely beautiful. You forget that you're in Missouri. So, and we treat it as a disease, and we've always treated it as a disease. I think we were always, I believe, like the frontier, like in the beginning of the frontier, because our great Wes Tobin, he's our clinical director. So coming out of treatment, I thought I knew everything, right? And because I started off as a monitor at Harris House, and I go, oh my God, you allow the clients to have cell phones here? And he goes, Natalie, this is a disease. I go, what do you mean? He goes, this is a brain disease. So if you have diabetes or cancer, would you take your cell phone away?
Right.
Well, when I went to treatment, right, because I went to treatment, you took everything away. Mm-hmm. You can't talk to your family. You can't do anything. You're punished. And then as I learned, now granted, treatment, that's why there's all different types of treatment for everyone. There's all different models.
There's not a right or wrong way.
There's not a right or wrong way. But for our model and for our, like, for what works for Harris House is we've always allowed cell phones. And you know what? It really does, especially today, because granted, that was 17 years ago.
When cell phones were totally different. 17. They were actually still used as phones then.
They were. I actually had a calling card and a flip phone. So they were. But today, like walking out of treatment and having 1,000 emails, like thinking about that would be so anxiety driven. Like you can't just disconnect today. Yeah. It's just humanly impossible.
Well, that's even when we do some different screenings with people and especially like a re-entry population, you know, if somebody has not had that kind of like exposure, especially like longer term, like I'm talking like years if somebody's been incarcerated or something, and now they're coming like back into society here, and you're like, oh well, you just go on your phone, and they look at you like, I don't know how to do that,
right?
And so, you know, it is just like part of our lives now.
It's like an extra finger.
Appendage.
Thank you. It's later in the day. My brain doesn't work as well.
I get it.
But yeah, so with that, we treat it as a disease, and we don't take it away, even any part of it, and it typically works for most people.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and I always say that you don't have to, if this is your first time going into treatment, you do not have to go away. I believe that. Now, if it's your 10th, 15th time, it might be a good idea to go somewhere different, right? Because you are going to probably leave. Yeah. And it's too comfortable.
What's been happening, it might not be working. So maybe you got to try something different.
Exactly. Yeah. And I always love that you get connected because you're coming back home here anyway. You might as well build your community here. Yeah. So it does a really great job of like family programming and getting connected. And I just, you know.
You love it.
I love it.
I know. And I love, I mean, So Natalie and I mean, we've crossed paths in a lot of different ways over the years, and I've always just like appreciated your energy, and you can just tell that you love it. And I think that's so important because I know, and you know, that every day is not just easy and no big deal, and I'm going to just help people. Like, it's harder than that sometimes. It is. But you still do it like with a smile and like, we're going to figure it out, and I'm ready to try something, whatever that might look like.
Well, yeah, and you have the same passion, though, right? Like, you absolutely have the same passion. Because I watch Prevent Ed, and you guys really make a change, which I really value, with the Narcan and going into the different communities and schools, and really the education I really appreciate. Just because I have kids and I hear like, you know, Prevent Ed is going in and that makes my heart so big, you know, and I'm like, yeah. And when we did the heroin, when was it? What is it?
International Overdose Walk.
My son was wearing those bracelets and had the light, and I was just so glad that I can take him to a place and talk openly about overdoses. Yeah. And he's exposed to that at a young age, but I'm so glad he's exposed to that, and that you provide a community and a safe place for that.
No, I think that, and it's so important, and that's what that is like living into our mission and what we do. I mean, when we see each other at these events, you have your kids, I have my kids, and we try to send them off like, why don't you go check that out together?
It's like he's wearing baseball lifestyle. See, he likes baseball.
Give us moms a minute here. But I think, but we have to have those. We have to just make this a place where we can have these conversations with kids. And I think the more we do that and the more we involve them, it is absolutely important. And that's prevention. I mean, I think sometimes there's a lot of layers and there's a lot of things we can be doing, but sometimes it is just like, keep it simple and do the simple things.
Yeah. I think keeping it simple. I think we try to overcomplicate things. I have to remember that. Yeah. That's so true. Keeping it simple.
Yeah. So your work at Harris House, and I also love that you're the person that people connect with, because I think that that's important, because people need another person to connect to.
Yeah.
When, you know, whether it's your loved one or you as an individual, when people are reaching out for help, like getting a recording or leaving a message or filling out an online form and then sitting and waiting and seeing and hoping, it can wear on you. And so, you know, the work that you do, I'm sure that there are days you probably like want to throw your phone out the window, but you don't.
Yeah.
Because it's so important that people are able to connect. But we've been talking, like, you know, it can be challenging as we have seen, even, you know, we're not old, right? But we've been doing this a minute, and there's people that have been doing it a lot longer than us too. But even in the time that we've been working in this field, even if we think back over the last 15 years, things change. And sometimes that change is really great. Yeah. When we think about like having naloxone and Narcan so available. Yes. When we think about different approaches to treatment and like understanding, and even just the science that we understand around the brain and substance use, is amazing how far things have come in 15 years. And then there's some things that are still just like huge roadblocks.
Like right now with the really high out-of-pocket taxes.
Like insurance and managed care. I mean, you know, I'm not like, this isn't political. Like, I don't think there's like there's not like a one size answer here that like, oh, if we just had this, it'd be better. But trying to navigate some of that, like when people are like, well, I have insurance, or people don't have insurance, then how do they get health care?
Well, so I think what's really frustrated, or like what I find very frustrating, is that they get mad at me, and I'm sensitive. And I'm like, listen, this isn't my fault.
No.
Like, you know, they say I'm a money grab. And I'm like, I'm trying to help you. Like, what people don't understand is we also want to provide the best treatment. right? We got to keep our lights on. We got to provide help for our counselors, right? I still think we're really low cost compared to most treatment centers, self-pay wise. But the thing is now with insurances, I've never seen them so high. So like we used to be able to like work with insurances and meet clients at a certain rate and be like they can pay it back.
Yeah.
But now we can't even work with them because it's at a point where, I mean, I checked 2 benefits last night and they were over $10,000
of out-of-pocket costs.
Yeah. So how, and with like their daily, so they have no deductible. So great, right? But then it's a 50% copay per day. So that's like what? I'll just average it to being like a roundup of about $350 a day. So let's say they got 10 days. So that's about what, $3,000?
Yeah.
Who I can't drop $3,000, right? Like, I mean, I probably put it on a credit card, but you're dealing with someone who's in a position where they're on like managed Medicaid. So they're working, but they're not having like they're working minimum wage. They can't afford that.
No.
So how are we going to get managed Medicaid to afford a $10,500 out-of-pocket max?
Right. And now they're frustrated with you.
Yes.
You're frustrated that you can't help them. You know, hopefully maybe there's some way they can access some help somewhere. But if not, we both know too then their disease is going to continue to progress.
Right. And so I'm like, okay, what can I do to figure out? And so my friends always say I'm a schemer.
But when you scheme for good,
that's what I say. Like at the white elephant game, it's like, I'm not scheming. I'm just being solution oriented.
There it is. Yes.
Right. I don't think there's anything wrong with being solution oriented. So it's like, okay, we have these resources. So when you can go to like a hospital, and I think they have a system that works much better than we can because we don't have the resources, right? Because we're a small entity. So they can go to the hospital and then they can at least get help and like eat those major costs. Hopefully they could like stay detoxed, and typically not. But then if they don't, they can at least get those costs eaten. And then hopefully either A, they can come to us or go get treatment somewhere else, or they could stay sober, get the help that they need, and then they could go to our sober living.
Right.
So that's my hope for them. But I did talk to this guy last night, and he said, you're the only one who sat and helped me try to figure this out with me, which made me happy. At least I'm trying to help them.
Yeah.
Oh, and take the time. Most people just hang up the phone. And that makes me sad, too, because I understand that people want to get,
you want people to come and
get, obviously you want their resources, and, it is a business at the end of the day, but it is also to serve and help people.
Right. There's a human on the other line.
And yeah, and that made me sad. So I'm glad that I can be there for the people that need it. And I was able to do that for a couple of people last night, or give a resource to someone else.
But we go back to like, that's not keeping it simple.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's, I think, where we feel like it's just, it can feel heavy.
Yeah, it makes me sad.
It makes us sad because we want to help people. We want people to get resources, and to have to like do all the maneuvering.
Yeah.
They're going to get there. They can get there.
They can get there.
They can get there. And it just isn't always so easy.
And that's what I tell them is I say, I believe in you. And I just say, be hopeful. And I just always I always like to give them hope on the other end of the line, because I feel like sometimes this could be just like a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And I just feel like sometimes life now can be so dead end. And I really want to provide some type of positivity, because a lot of times I know like they're already at such a low point in their life. Their self-esteem is depleted. And I just want to be able to help them somehow. And sometimes I get more frustrated with the family members than I do with the person struggling.
Yeah, because I would imagine the family members are probably just like, here, take care of this.
Yeah, I get more frustrated, I think. It's not the ones that are struggling so much. It's the family members that I get really frustrated with. Because I'm telling them what the solution is. And I go, the reason why your loved one isn't getting help is because you're just as stubborn as them. So until you do something different, they're not going to change.
Yeah.
So I can't help you until you want to help and establish your boundaries.
Right.
And that's what I say to them, to their face. And I think I deliver the message with love, of course. But the thing is, I'm all about honesty.
Right.
And I don't think people are honest anymore.
Well, I don't think people, and again, it's being honest, and it's just sitting there and having the conversation.
Yes.
Like, that's part of it. Like, I just think sometimes, that gets lost, that we just don't sit and have that honest conversation and explain what our limits are and be knowledgeable about, like, okay, well, we can't, or, we're not able right now to do A, B, and C, but let's explore what can happen with X, Y, and Z so we can get there. Yeah.
Yes. And if you're not ready, that's okay. But then these are your options.
Yeah.
And you can't have this conversation via email.
No. Too much gets lost and it's too, you have to have that real time.
I'm like, you must call me. Well, I need to talk over. I go, I can't have this conversation via email. You must call me, or I can call you. Just let me know.
Yeah.
This is too complicated. There's so many layers.
There's so many layers.
That's what, no one wants to talk anymore. Exactly what, to your point. No one wants to talk.
Yeah.
I love talking ad nauseum. I think that's the problem.
No, that's the magic. That's what makes you so great at your job and such a great resource for people. Is you're willing to, like, dig in and have those hard conversations.
Yeah, well, thank you. But yeah, I mean, I'm just like, yes, I'm just frustrated.
No, but there is hope.
No, there's always hope.
There's
always hope. And that's what I try to say is, like, for every maybe 5 people, you still get that 1 or 2, 1.5. Like, there was someone who went through our program, then went through, like, another program, and this individual's, like, buying a house now.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool.
Like, they're winning. Yeah.
I was like, you go.
They did it.
Like, they're rocking it. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. And I think those, when we think about this entire continuum from prevention and from, making sure our kids have information and education and exposure and bringing our families to things, and then all the way through to that other side of recovery and people experiencing happiness and success.
Yeah.
Like, it is all of that.
Yes.
That we have to maintain. And I think that's why, while we might not be doing the exact same work in everyday, day-to-day grind of it, and we have different places where we plug in, it's what makes it all come together, though.
Yeah.
And it is that hope, and it's that even when it's challenging, and even when funding sucks and just presents challenges, we know that there's hope, and we know that prevention can work. We know that treatment works. We know that recovery happens. And when you see that big picture and those stories, like, it can be really cool.
I think that's why we do it. I think it's like, it's that like fairy tale.
Yeah.
It's like you get to the end and you get it and you get there and you're so happy. And it's like, okay, let's keep going.
Let's keep going.
Like, let's keep trudging. And it's like, you never want to stop. It's really its own addiction in a beautiful way.
In a beautiful, healthy way.
In a beautiful, healthy way. Because it's like, some days I get a little defeated, just with, here, there, just like with any type of work. But then you have someone go, thank you. And it's like, and I'm like tearing up because they're going to stay an extra week. And I'm like, what? And they're like, it's not that big. I'm like, it is a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Or I'm going to come on Monday. And I'm like, so happy for them. And they're like, huh? But I'm happy. And maybe it's my codependency, or maybe it's just, I really am just so, that is my high.
Right. And you see that hope and you see that.
I love it so much. It's just like, it's like our spiritual, like, like zen, you know?
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
you get
I
the
get it.
chills.
I
It's
get
just
it.
like awesome. I love it.
So if anyone listening would like to connect with you or Harris House, what is the best way to do that?
Well, you can call 314-631-4299, or I give out my cell phone number, and it's my direct cell phone number, 314-761-6926, or go to our website, www.harrishousestl.org.
Awesome. Well, I would encourage, if you're thinking about accessing some treatment services, check out Harris House, connect with Natalie. I hope that you feel the same way I do, that she's pretty awesome and
So are you.
And willing to help people. Thank you. Thank you, Natalie, for
Thank
joining
you.
me
Thank
today
you.
on The Preventable. If you've liked what you've heard and you want to hear more, make sure to subscribe at anywhere you access your podcast. And thanks again to Hubbard for sharing their space with us. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks for joining us at The Preventable, brought to you ad-free by Prevent+Ed. Prevent+Ed works to reduce or prevent the harms of alcohol and other drug use through education, intervention, and advocacy. Please visit their website at prevented.org. Like what you heard? Rate, review, and subscribe to stay up to date with what we are serving on The Preventable.